On this channel, $1 Million Made Easy, we love to run numbers for you. And here's what we basically do. We take the actual historical returns of the S&P 500 for the last 100 years, and we project ahead what similar returns might do for you in the future. And I'll run numbers for you. Just put it in the comment section. I just need your beginning balance, your monthly contribution, and your desired increase. I especially like to catch young people when they have 30 or more years until retirement because the numbers are just mind-boggling. Please consider subscribing and sharing and liking these videos and let others know about this channel. Let them know I'll run numbers for them also. But I got an individual, he's 26 years old. Make sure I'm getting this right here. 26, and he's got 27,000 saved up already. Says he makes 70,500 a year. He wants to know what he might have in the future, 40 years down the road, to produce that kind of an income. So he says he currently saving 1,170 a month, and he says he's got an employer match which puts him up to 1375. I'm just going to run it 1,200 a month. So what we want to do is here's the 1,200 a month. Going down through here, what we want to do is run it for every single year and see where he might be in a 40-year time period. I think these numbers are going to blow you away. I just guarantee it. Beginning with 27,000, 1,200 a month. We're looking at the 40-year column. In that 40 years, he would have put in $603,000. And these are the returns for each of the 40-year periods. For example, beginning in 1924, you'd have 11 million, 12 million, and so on. And the lowest you're going to see in this whole column happens to be 1935, which is 6,908,000. The median in this column is 10 million. What I want to do is take this 6 million. Again, I'm looking at the worst case scenario. We want to go on to the withdrawal stage. And let's see how that would work out. So we're going to put first of all, I want to explain, we always take into account inflation because this 6,908,000 is not going to have the same buying power in 40 years. In fact, at a 3% inflation rate, it's going to have a buying power of 2.117. What we want to do is take this, I'm just going to round it up to 7 million. And we're going to put it over here, $7 million, 40 years from now. And we want to, he needs 70,000 a year, which is, by the time 40 years from now, he's going to need more like 200,000, which is hard to believe, I know. But that would be, I'm trying to remember what I figured that out to be. I think that was 17,000. So I can tell you right now, he's going to have no problem. Why? Because I look at this withdrawal rate. As long as that's below 4%, you're not going to have any problem. And what's even neater is if he does a 70-30 split asset allocation, and in other words, 70% stay in the S&P 500 because you want to leave a lot in there so it can recover and beat inflation. But you also want to have cash reserve account, some kind of a bucket that when the market's going down, you take it out of here and not out of the S&P 500. I'll just run the numbers real quick, and I guarantee you there's not going to be any time that you run out of money with that scenario. I know it's hard to believe 17,000 a month you would need, because that would be what 70,000 in today's dollars would be, what you'd need to have. But you have no problem. And again, remember what we're doing here, folks. This is the worst case scenario in the last 100 years, having $7 million with this scenario, 27,000, 1,200 a month, putting in 603,000. The median would be 10 million. So if I started running these numbers at 10 million, it'd be even greater. You could take out 20,000, maybe even 25,000. I just want to run the numbers. He said, what would it take to have the income of 70,500 in 40 years? So that's what we want to run the numbers. That's what we do on this channel. We run numbers for people. I didn't even take into account inflation. I probably should have done that, but I'm sure it's still not going to be, you're not going to run out of money either in 20 years or 30 years, even during the depression years. These numbers are just mind-boggling. But that's what the S&P 500 can do for you. That's why we like to use the numbers. It's the index that everybody's trying to match, and few people can beat it. So we run the numbers for people. Tell your friends about this channel. Let them know I'll run any kind of numbers for them just to give them some rough idea of what they might have in the future. And this was from a 26-year-old that he's well on his way. If he can continue to do adding 1,200 a month and began with 27,000, this is the kind of numbers he can look forward to in the future. Thanks for watching.